Yeah, I think it's the last month's been pretty hectic. I think the last 2 years, I feel like it's been dragged on a while, and I feel like it's all been dragged on for tomorrow night, and it'll be nice to finally be locked on with one specific team, and kind of have an idea of where I'm going.
Jack, you and Connor have always been referred to as generational type players. Has that label ever bothered you, and that was put on you, or have you ever thought about it much?
Trying to think about it much. I don't really even understand the term a generational player. There's so many great players in the NHL that play 10+ years. I don't really understand what it means, to be honest with you. It's a really great compliment, but I really haven't accomplished anything yet, and I have a lot of work to do.
Is it a fair expectation to place on you to be a great player in the National Hockey League?
Yeah, of course. I'd love to be an impact player in the NHL. I think that's everyone's goal.
You think that will happen?
I hope so. I can't predict the future. I think with the right work and the right mindset, and if I continue doing the right things, I think that it's definitely a possibility.
Jack, back here, through this whole process, is there a question that you come to hear the most that maybe you won't ever have to answer again?
I could probably name a few.
Give me for example.
Do you ever get sick of the comparisons with Connor McDavid? I don't think that's going to end tomorrow, though.
Do you have a favorite answer that you go to with that?
I think I usually say the same thing. Try not to think about it, because that's on. I spent the last few days and then some time in Chicago with him, and to be honest, I don't think we've talked about hockey once. I think that's just kind of, we don't really think about it. You don't think about things like that when you're hanging out with your friends, and even when you're hanging out with a guy you're compared to all the time, you never talk about it. We talk about a million other things.
Like what?
Being in Florida for the draft. No, it's definitely a unique situation being down here in Fort Lauderdale, and an NHL draft down here. It's I know all my friends and family jumped on the opportunity to take a trip to Florida.
Jack, how did you survive the alligators and pythons?
I'm definitely not a fan of alligators, pythons, snakes, anything like that, but we didn't see too many alligators. I think we only saw 2, and I was in the middle of the boat, so I was all right.
What did you think of Marner's snake charming?
What's that?
What did you think of Marner's?
Yeah, Marner and Hannafin threw the snake right around their necks, and I was sitting on the deck by myself, 25 yards away.
Jack, how would you describe yourself as a player and a person?
I think, when you get to the rink, I think some guys are a little bit different than they are off the ice, and I think I'm one of those guys. I think, away from the rink, I'm pretty relaxed, and people, I think, guys like to be around me, like to have a good time, and pretty sarcastic and laid back. And, when I get to the rink, I think I'm pretty focused, definitely pretty determined, and, I know what I want, and I go after it.
This is probably a question we stick up too, but where are you in the process of deciding about college and pro for next season?
I think I'm a lot closer to my decision, and I've personally kind of put an end to the decision, and so I guess we'll see in the days to come what I've decided to do, and it's something I went over with my coaches at BU, and my advisors, and most importantly my family, and I think at the end of the day the decision's something that didn't happen overnight, and it's something that it was over the course of the year. I had obviously weighed a few options, and I think it's nice to finally personally come to a conclusion on what I want to be doing.
After a team drafts you tomorrow, he's already drafted you, the GM says to you and asks you, will you have an answer for him tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll have an answer.
Hey Jack, what has Tim Murray told you in regard to if he selects you for the Sabres, whether you will be in the NHL for the full year next year?
It's not up to me. it's really not, and you know, I'm just really hoping I'll be selected tomorrow. And you know, if it is Buffalo, then you know, I'll work really hard this summer and try to prepare to potentially, you know, play there next year if that's, you know, in a few days, if that's the decision I make. You know, if you know, my decision is to go back to school, then you know, I had talked to the NHL teams, and I think that they respect that as well. So.
In your discussions with Tim, though, and the Sabres, are you confident that you will be on that club if they select you next year?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see.
What's your hold-up in announcing a decision?
What's that?
What's your hold-up in announcing a decision? Like, why not say now one way or the other?
I haven't been drafted. You know, I'm kind of waiting for, you know, to be locked in with the team. I think that's the next step, and then, you know, after that, I guess, you know, if that team, after talking to them and seeing what they want, I guess I'll be able to, you know, kind of finalize my decision. You know, it's not finalized because I haven't been drafted. I think that's the thing. You know, we'll see what they want. Probably just thinking about it. You know, all the people that have helped me get to this, you know, the point that I am. You know, it's really cool to be able to go through this with your family and your friends, and a lot of them are down here, and so many people that have sacrificed so much for me to, you know, be able to, you know, do what I do, and I'm just really happy to share this with them.
Jack, beyond coaches and family members, are there others that have had a dramatic impact on you?
Yeah, there's definitely a few friends. A couple of them are down here. It's really nice. Yeah, it's really great to, you know, friends that I played, you know, squared hockey with and went to middle school with, and you know, our hockey paths went, you know, separate ways, and you know, where we, you know, stayed in touch when I was in Ann Arbor, and you know, he's still my best friend, and like just people like that, you know, that have always had your back no matter what you need, and you know, prior to becoming a good hockey player, they were your best friend. Those are the people that mean the most to me, and it's really nice to have people like that in your life.
Jack, what did the Masters brothers do for your career?
They were huge. It was great to play for the Junior Bruins. I think it kick-started my hockey career in some ways. You know, I took a big jump playing junior that first year, and I think it was a really important step for me. You know, I struggled at points, but you know, Chris and Peter always stuck behind me, and you know, helped me through the college process. And you know, prior to even playing junior hockey, I played on all their summer AAA teams, and you know, they've been tremendous to me.
Jack, you know, very high in the draft, obviously. What's that saying about the state of USA hockey?
I think it says a lot. I think it says a lot about USA Hockey. I think it says a lot about the national team out in Ann Arbor. You know, not only me and him, but there's going to be a lot of, you know, players selected from that team tomorrow and next year, and last year. There's a lot of players selected. I think every year you see a lot of guys get picked off one team. It says a lot about their development.
Jack, in terms of NHL readiness, how would you characterize where you're at?
I think there's work to do. I think you know, I think hockey players are, you know, pretty particular about themselves and their game, and I think everyone can always, you know, strive for better. You know, and I'm the same way. I think that there's a lot I can do. You know, prior to playing in the NHL, that would make me a better hockey player.
Jack, what was it about your development in Ann Arbor that brought you to the next level in your career?
I think just the competition. You know, you're thrown into the USHL at a young age, playing against older men, and you're, you know, all you have is a group of 16-year-olds. You go through a lot of adversity, you know, on and off the ice, and you're on your own. You're not living with your parents, the majority of us. You know, you learn to, you know, become pretty adaptable, and you know, they teach you how to, you know, become great hockey players and become men, and it says a lot about their program. There's a great off-ice training program. You know, everyone gets a lot stronger, puts weight on. Obviously, they have power skating. You know, the skills, the international competition. You know, there's so many great things about it.